everybody. Hopefully you have watched the PowerPoint on recycled art. So our first project is going to be, well, it shouldn't be our first project, but you're preparing for it to be our first project. One of the artists that we talked about in the PowerPoint was Louise Nevelson. She was an artist in New York City in the 60s and even into the 70s, I think. And she would go around and find interesting objects that she felt were interesting based on their form and their texture, not their color, because she would paint them all black or paint them all white. And I have images of her work, her artwork, on the PowerPoint. It's important to know that her pieces were humongous. I've seen them live and in person, and some of them are as big as a room. I mean, they're huge. We're just gonna do a small, what we call an assemblage. So it's kind of a conglomeration of some different objects. And so I have some different things here to kind of give you an idea of what you're looking for. I want you to really think about texture. So texture is how something feels, right? I have this little random thing. I don't even know what it is. My kid left it last year. And you want to think of form. So form is something that's three-dimensional. This is a stapler. This is obviously three-dimensional. A piece of paper is flat. It's two-dimensional. You want to look for things that are three-dimensional. You also want to look for little boxes. They kind of help build up some of your space here. You're going to work in a space about this size, which is, I think, maybe a foot by maybe 18 inches. This is just a top lid to one of those paper boxes that they have in the teacher's lounge. Unfortunately, I can't go to school to get anymore. So I want you to collect your items now, so that when we go back to school, you guys can assemble them. And there's some random things, like this is a little plastic jalapeno. Obviously, it's been painted black. A little like thing for your desk that would hold little thumbtacks. You want to look for things that might be considered trash. Nothing of value. Don't take your mom's pearl necklace. Like, I'd rather use Mardi Gras beads. Because you are going to paint them and they will be ruined. So you don't want to get anything that's of value. You want to look for things that are normally thrown away. Little packaging. I might not even use those. Little packaging pieces when you get a new object. Those are kind of interesting. I've seen people do complete assemblages with just packaging material. I had some little weird crafty things, like some fake, I don't know, some kind of plant with beads on it. A random letter, and get another box, little pieces of wood, another piece of molding, like a cardboard tube. The main thing is you want to have a variety of objects. You don't want to have 15 cardboard tubes. That is going to get boring. You want it to be interesting and have different textures so that when the person looks at it, they're seeing all these different textures and forms and their eyes are going to move around. And that's what you want to look for. You're also, once you find them, you can start priming them. This is an artist grade gesso, and gesso is just like primer. It's, you prime walls before you paint them. You prime almost everything before you paint it, just to seal the surface before the paint goes on. You can also use, this is just something I had, we used it on our walls here before we painted. It's just some primer from Home Depot. 9 times out of 10, you probably have a can of primer in your house. Just ask your parents. So you can go ahead and start, collecting your items and priming them, because it'll take some time for them to dry. And you want to make sure you have enough. So let me pull some of this out. Like, these are not enough objects. See how I can still see the bottom of my box? You want to make sure that you're filling the space. So you don't have to worry so much right now about how you're going to arrange them. You just want to make sure that you have enough things to arrange them. So you want to make sure if you laid them all out singly that you can't see the bottom of your box. That will show that you have enough area to fill the surface. Do not worry about the color of stuff. It doesn't matter. Again, you're only looking for a texture and form, because the color doesn't matter, because it's either all going to be white or it's all going to be black. I'm trying to think what else to say. I think that's it. So yeah, send me any questions if you want. If you want to start collecting items, and then I'll put a little assignment on Google Classroom so you can send me a picture of what you've collected so far. and I can give you some feedback, that would be awesome. Okay. All right, you guys, stay safe. See you soon.